Hey everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes, and the seesaw continues both on the ice and off the ice. Coyotes still without back-to-back wins, but they lost against Winnipeg on Saturday and they won last night against Columbus. So, I mean, inconsistent in the wins column, but consistent play, I would say. Off the ice, Alex Galchenyuk, the Montreal sniper that the Coyotes required in the offseason, was ready to go, played his first game, but with that news, the Coyote trickster god had to make another sacrifice, and so Christian Dvorak is going to be pretty much injured until March. I think he'll probably be out the whole season, barring the Coyotes play hockey in late April, if you catch my drift. So Dvorak sidelined, Galchenyuk comes in, and last night Galchenyuk's line wasn't very noticeable. Galchenyuk himself wasn't noticeable other than the 4-on-3 power play that happened in the middle of the game. But him, Keller, and Krause are pretty quiet, but the secondary effect of having Galchenyuk as your first line center means that Stepan draws into the second line with Fischer and Perlini, and boy, I tell you, what an effect that has. Stepan with 3 assists, Christian Fischer with 3 goals, a hat-trick for Fischer, his first of his young NHL career. Perlini with an assist on Fischer's second goal, I think. He deserved an assist on his first goal too, but he didn't touch the puck. He just put a lot of pressure on Panarin, who turned it over into his own zone to Stepan, and he found Fischer. It was a good game by the Coyotes. They started brutally, one of the worst first periods of this season. Blue Jackets scoring the first 30 seconds off a fluke bounce off the back end boards, and I think it hits Keller and goes in the net. And then Columbus gets a power play immediately after that. Duclair draws a power play with his speed driving to the net. And Kemper had to make some huge saves, like I didn't mention, but Kemper was in this game. Ratta felt a little bit sick. He's not injured, thankfully. But Kemper played outstanding, but he really had to stand on his head in that first period, in the first 10 minutes. And what's amusing is that the Coyotes ended up with a lead after that first period. Fischer scoring and Strome getting a goal on the power play. The power play was atrocious. I mean, even in Winnipeg, it was embarrassing. And I thought with Galchenyuk coming back, it should have been better. I mean, they did get a goal, yes, but man, I mean, too much perimeter passing, no one in front of the net. I mean, the power play goal that they did score, Hinostroza fans on a shot, it fools Bobrovsky, and Hinostroza passes it along the ice, hits Strome's stick, and goes in the cage. But the other power plays were pretty brutal. Like I said, on the 4-on-3 power play, it was literally just Galchenyuk and Keller passing the puck to each other, no one in front of the net. And that's got to change. With Fischer they should put Fischer on the power play and make him stand just in front of the net like a Marty Hansel. If you guys remember Hansel, I know it's been a long time, boys. But some net front presence to make these goalies' jobs harder. And that's pretty much it. Their defensive play was awesome after their first period. They really tightened up. I think they went into that locker room knowing they could have played better and they should play better, and that's exactly what they did. They knew they didn't deserve the lead, so they come out more tighter, more structure in their game, limiting Columbus to very low chances. Columbus had no high-quality chances after the first period, I thought. And with that tight structure, they scored some goals in the second period. And I think in the first 2 minutes, Fischer got his second goal. So that was a great response by the Coyotes. Get some insurance, get some breathing room. 3-1. They can play with that lead. And then Fischer scoring his hat trick in the third period with his 4th goal of the season. He scored against Winnipeg too, which I thought was great to see Fischer score 4 goals in 2 games. Talking about the Winnipeg game, what happened there, that was probably one of their best first periods of this season, but they come out of that period tied 1-1. I mean, Winnipeg, I think, had 5 shots, and the Coyotes had 18 to 20 shots in that period. And in the last minute of the period, just Winnipeg gets a fluky tipping goal so undeserved. And then in the second, Winnipeg came out strong. They drew some penalties, and with that power play time, they got the momentum and they got the confidence. And they had a 3-1 lead going into the third period, and the Coyotes didn't back down. Keller and OEL, they teamed up for a couple goals. It was 3-2 and then 4-2, and then Keller again made it 4-3. But they couldn't make the comeback official, and they lose with an empty netter 5-3. I like how they played against Winnipeg. I like how they played against Columbus after that first period for sure. And we gotta admit, these are all road games. 6 of their first 8 games have been all on the road. And you gotta give the Coyotes credit. They play a great road game. I mean, the crowd is out of it in almost all of these buildings. Unless the opposing team scores, you don't hear the crowd at all. And that's a perfect way to play a road game. I think Talkin's done a wonderful job with these guys playing a structured road game and not deviating out of their system. Now for home games, they lost that 1-0 game against Anaheim, which I thought they would have won if Gibson had any ounce of bad luck, which he didn't. Against Buffalo, yeah, that was a rough game. So Coyotes got 5-game homestand coming up. And what's special about this homestand is that their first 2 games against Vancouver and Tampa, both those teams are playing Vegas the night prior. So Coyotes get these teams tired and coming off a rough game in Vegas, so they got to capitalize on these games. They're 3-5, pick up those 2 easy wins. I'm sure Domingue will make his Arizona comeback debut on Saturday. I doubt Vasilevsky gets both starts against Vegas and Coyotes. So, I mean, they got to pick up some wins. The Pacific Division is wide open. You got Vancouver in third place. You got Calgary in second place. Calgary is so seesaw with Mike Smith in net. I mean, one game he's brilliant. The other game he lets in 5 goals. So there's room to capitalize. Los Angeles is struggling mightily. They're last place in the division. So Coyotes aren't last in the division, which is weird to say. That rarely ever happens. But Coyotes got to make some ground here, get some points, and just keep playing the way they're playing. I like the way they're playing. I like watching their games. I like their structure. I like what Talkit's done with these guys. Galchenyuk, he needed a game to get the rust off, but his secondary effect, the trickle-down effect of him in the lineup was so evident. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support.